Hello, family and friends. I have decided to do what probably I'm calling an accountability video on what I'm calling the road to Busselton, which, for those who don't know, is a full distance Ironman triathlon. And at the moment, it is 22 weeks to go. And I want to be accountable for it and plus have some sort of record. So what I've done is I've written down a guide which I'll follow every time I report in, which will be a Saturday or a Sunday. So some of the rules, well actually the main rule that I've got is I want to do this with the least amount of emissions on the environment. I haven't become a tree hugger yet, but I'm going to do a lot of commuting. In fact, I'm going to try and do no driving at all. That may mean, as for some of you who know, you may need to go to a location with a certain amount of equipment, which just riding yourself there is not possible. So that would be probably, in that case, my coach or Ruth driving me there. But all other times, I'm going to do it with the least amount of emissions possible. So that'll mean lots of commuting. Now, just so you know, my work, so getting to work is 15k, so that's not a hard ride at all. And when I do that, which this is the end of week 1, essentially I'm soft pedaling the whole way there anyway. So it's good low aerobic work, and I enjoy the ride. So that's what's going on with lots of riding. So this is the list of items I'm going to go through. First item, so I won't be making it up every time. The first item is how am I feeling on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 means invincible, incredible, and 1 is probably not even up to do the video. Then my swim, bike and run training distances, my weight, things I've learnt about the training, any injuries or niggles, achievements and failures. So I definitely will do both when there are some. Equipment maintenance. I think that we can train as well as our equipment allows, and that can lead to errors if you're not looking after that area. And then the training week ahead. So there are 3 events coming up, the third one being in 22 weeks, Ironman Western Australia in Busselton. So we'll obviously travel to there, but the first one coming up in August is a local standard distance triathlon, and I guess I've been sucked in to do that, so just wanted to have a go and potentially enjoy it, even though it will be a high octane in the red zone type of event. And then an event which will be the test event, and that's the early middle of September, which is Sunshine Coast 70.3. So I've done that a fair few times. There should be no excuses for a good performance there. Then of course Busselton, which I've also done a few times, so we need to be good to go for that. So if you would like to put any comments or questions, all videos after this one are going to be shorter. This is the intro one. So please feel free to put any comments or criticisms or questions. And might just type back, or if it's worthy, I'll put it in the video. Okay, so how am I feeling? This is the end of week 1, and it's a Sunday, so I want to really do it Saturday afternoon, but didn't happen this week, so it's Sunday evening. How am I feeling? Probably, I would say an 8, pushing a 9 out of 10. I don't really have any significant fatigue in the body, so that's probably what's going on there. Very happy with that. My training distances this week were 7.3k on the swim, probably about 1 to 2k too short, but that's where it is for this week. Now remembering, and I'm not going to say this every time, but remembering that riding to and from work, which is what I'm doing, is 30 kilometers every day, 5 days a week. So that's roughly 150 k's. So my total was 378, which I'll round down to 248. But going forward, I'm just going to say the total. So 378 total, 248 training kilometres. And the run this week was 31, so I would say that's around 10 to 12 on the lower side of where you would normally be. Normally I'd be thinking a marathon distance plus each week, but that's where we are this week. My weight, those of you in endurance sports probably know that your weight will fluctuate through the week, and obviously it's winter, so the fluctuation shouldn't be as great, but for me it's been 81 to 83, so I'll say 82 this week, mostly. Things I've learnt about the training. First one is to stay on top of fueling and general nutrition. And the second thing is I need to recover better than I ever have before if I'm going to pull this off successfully. And also for having a number of recovery strategies to use. Certainly go through those levels because it'll be week on week, layering on the fitness required to complete this successfully. So fueling for the sessions, or of course if it's something work related, so mainly focusing on protein and carbs there, making sure you don't go bottom out. Any injuries or niggles? None. Achievements and or failures. So this week I had what I think was a pretty significant one. Speed cycling is done up here on the road. They don't have a crit track. So Group 2, which I've ridden with last year, absolutely destroyed me, and I was thinking that it's going to happen again, but I had to work incredibly hard because it's threshold. It's about 30 Ks, that's all they do, 30 Ks. So that's done at probably in the order of 36 to 40 K on average for that speed. So yeah, that was a good achievement. I didn't get dropped and I was able to participate as you would in that type of session. So that's an achievement. I was very happy, so I'll be looking to back that up most likely next week and ongoing, and it will certainly require very close to everything I've got. Also, I had a short interval run after the ride yesterday, which was fast and slow, and my fast pace was very close to 4-minute Ks, which I don't see that very often, so I was very happy with that. So it was 6K, so which obviously is 3 slow and 3 fast. So yeah, very happy with that. Now, equipment and maintenance. So interesting week for that. I bought some poor quality, what turned out to be poor quality cleats, which are a Shimano knockoff, and was riding home and the left foot wouldn't clip. Well, it would clip back in but wouldn't stay in. So thankfully, like I mentioned, it's only 15K, and yeah, we got home and I've replaced them, and that won't be happening again. I yesterday did 2 of the chains, one in my commuting bike, obviously because it really will need to be first class, handling 150 Ks a week every week. So I did that, and my hill climbing bike, it got the chain done as well, because I think that was pretty much due. So we've got 2 chains and the drive chain cleaned and lubricated and all ready to go. On my race bike, so I only have 3 bikes, that's it. I was trying to persist with an ISM Adamo and just decided to give up on it because it creates a lot of pain, pressure pain in the downstairs regions, and while I was getting through races in 2 or so hours, it's just getting, it has been quite not good, and I don't want to put up with it any longer, so I decided to give up. We'll do that journey again, which has probably been about 6 or 7 months. I reckon that's long enough. And already happy. First ride yesterday, very happy with the saddle I went back to using, and I'll continue that. So I had a second ride with it this morning, so 2 goes, very happy, going to stick with it. The training week ahead, to finish on the last item. Now, my coach, because it's a long weekend here, is probably enjoying some time off. There's only 2 sessions in, which obviously won't be for the week, so I'm waiting for that to be populated. Now, Sunday coming is my first long run in 3 weeks, so since I raced last in Cairns. So it's a 2-hour run, and Friday there's a tough trainer session. It's only an hour, but looking at it, that will require quite a bit, and there's I've done that session 2 times before. First time failed, second time I think I made it. So yeah, that'll be a tough one. So it'll require focus and just getting it done. So I'm not in the training week ahead. I'm not going to go through every item, but just picked a couple of items, which admittedly are the only 2 items. So yeah, thanks for watching. Put any comments, questions. You can criticise. I don't mind. And I will see you on the next video, which will be the end of week 2.